We're making antique books today with polymer clay, and we're going to make witchcraft book and a dream journal book and a black leather book with a little leather strap on the front. Follow this procedure for all three books. You start with a piece of white or beige clay and roll it out to about 1/4 of an inch. And then you cut it to the size you want, and that will be basically your pages. For the cover, roll a piece of thin black clay onto some crinkled tin foil, which gives it a leather effect. Wrap the cover over your page and then cut the excess of the black. You can use a sculpting tool. I bought these at Michael's, and with this tool you can create little stitches or lines, and you can use a real book as a model. With your blade you can cut pages, so you just take your blade and cut lots of little slices along all three edges of your white block. I'm using some brown chalk or pastel, and you just use a brush and you paint that on or rub that on to make the pages kind of have an aged look. And then for the book itself, for the cover, I used a gold Pearl X pigment, and just also paint that on or rub it on and give it a nice antique-ish look. Cut down the center of your white block, and this way you're going to be opening the book up, and then carefully slice corners of each side of the book to make it look like the pages are opening up a bit. Again, you can use some brown or ochre chalk or pastel to rub the edges of the pages and the top of the pages and give them a nice vintage old antique look. Just wanted to remind you that these are the steps that you take for all books. I went to Google and I looked for witchcraft books, and I printed labels out and the pages, and I cut them out, and then I used distressed ink to rub along the edges, and then I glued these little bits of paper on each page of the book, and I also glued a little witch scene, and I glued that on the front of the book. I used embroidery thread as the bookmark for the center of the book, and I just cut it and glued it in. This is the second book, and it is the Dream Journal, and you just follow the exact same steps as for the Witchcraft book, except I made the leather brown. And from Google I found a little label, and it says Dream Journal, and I found some vintage looking writing which I printed out. I resized it to very, very tiny, and I printed it out as well and glued that on the open pages. And then you can, kind of brush that gold Pearl X pigment on the outside, and also the same stitching. So basically the same steps as the first book. this last book is a black leather book, and it's basically anything you want it to be. And again, follow the same steps, and of course if you want you can always use different colors and make it a light beige leather or white leather or whatever you feel like. And with this book I added a little leather clasp and also some little straps around the spine. And I went to Google and got a little book label which I glued on the spine. And then with this one I used some green Pearlex, and it kind of adds an interesting look as well. So have fun and use your imagination, and send me some photos if you want on my Facebook page. I can add them in my next video. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, watch. Thank you.